Hi, fellow traders. Yes, it's hump day. It's hump day again. Another one in the books, another green hump day. But today, it was a plethora of trading errors. And all of those errors, um, by some miracle, led me to a 2K day. Well, I wouldn't say a miracle because I had to make some good trades along the way. But I'm really happy with the way the day turned out. I'm happy with the way I managed it for the most part. And, we're going to talk about that here in a second. But we're going to look at this daily chart. Because if you remember what my title was yesterday, that the bulls were loaded for bear. If you didn't believe it yesterday, you better believe it now. Because you look at this chart, we broke out of this distribution phase where we were trading sideways. We broke out of it. I thought we were going to, if anything, we were just going to claim the 20-day and the 10-day. We actually gapped up over the 100-day moving average. I'm like, damn. It opened above that. And it closed strong. Now we are a dollar down, a dollar away from the close right now. I don't know if something's happened overseas that's caused it to sell off or whatever. It's just a normal sell off. But we've lost a dollar since the close. But I'm still looking tomorrow. I'm still looking for it to test the 50-day. Now, if we open tomorrow, gapped over the 50-day, I'm just going to fall out my chair. I want this to run up now. We got the nice pullback I was looking for. We were able to take some swing trades off of this bounce. I was able to take profit on RBLX, the one that we got over here. And then I finally caught the Facebook bounce. And we were patient and waiting for it. We almost got in it Monday, but we were patient. We were waiting for that bounce. And it triggered today. And man, it has made a big move. So I need this to keep going so that my swings can bring in a couple more bucks. That's what I'm looking for. But that's what I'm thinking about in the market tomorrow. I'm thinking that we will test 460, and it may be pre-market. It may test this pre-market and then start selling back off. But I really, really, really want to see this push up some more so I can get some more value on my swings to the long side, and we'll be able to move on from there. But before we get into my trading for the day, if you guys like me doing these recaps, make sure you like them. But more importantly, make sure you share them with as many people as you can. Share the link. I want to reach as many traders as I can. I want to help as many people in 2022 as I can. So if you like it, you find it valuable, please share it. Please hit that like button. Please share it. Make sure you like our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it and ring the bell so that you get notified when all of the team drops this incredible content that we're giving out. So make sure you're all set for that. All right, so today, we are dark. We're in dark territory, guys. Dark territory. So Facebook. First trade out of the gate. I did get in the swing trade, so I am in that. But I did take an early day trade on this. And this is when the first mistake happened. The reason being, I was rushing. I was trying to get in the swing trade. I was trying to manage to make sure that the Fubo from last night didn't run out of our way. That's the one we took in the under PDT account. And there was just so much going on. So when I clicked this, I could have sworn I heard the rejection sound. And so I clicked it again. And I ended up being in 600 shares of Facebook. Now I was damn near maxed out of my buying power and everything. You know, it really it scared me. I hadn't felt this way in a long time being in a trade because I was in 600 shares. This is a really volatile stock that could fall off the face of the earth at any minute. And me being in 600 shares and this thing drops $3 or $4, it could destroy me for a couple of days. I mean, I would probably have to take the rest of the week off. But I kept it together. Fortunately, we were able to get the first profit target and I could breathe. And before we knew it, had the second profit target. Couldn't get to the third one, but that's fine. I was happy this trade was done. I was happy it was a good positive trade. But this was a trade that I took. It broke the pre-market high. That's what I took this on, the break of the pre-market high, because we opened, sold all the way off, and came ripping back up. So as soon as we broke it, I got it because I thought we were going to the moon. Eventually, it did get up to 233. We saw a lot of 230 calls coming through on the option scanner over here. But I was already in another trade, so, you know, some of you guys in the room caught this and got the 230 target on this. And then we had another leg up, about another 3-point leg up. So it was pretty good. Pretty good trading on Facebook. But first trade I got, I was pretty happy with that. And then came the crap trade. I didn't really make a mistake on this. It was before 10 o'clock, so I rarely wait on confirmation before 10. But in hindsight, I probably should have waited for confirmation under the 200 before I took this trade. And it was and now that I look at it, this candle, it never did confirm under green to red or yesterday's close price. So I probably should have waited for confirmation. I didn't. Ended up getting in, and then this kind of blew me up. So, you know, I wasn't really happy about this one, especially after the Facebook. I felt so good after Facebook, and then I'm dealing with that. Then came SQ. That was the next trade we took. Really nice trade break on the break of the pre-market high. Here's the opening range high, but I was trading the break of the pre-market high because of how close these two levels were. Once this confirmed, I got in and started locking in profit, baby. Nice trade. Ended up getting out here. But I didn't have to. You know, this was kind of a mistake slash, you know, I'm just ready to get out of this so I can go. I didn't really have to. I could have let these last little bit of shares ride this thing up, and it did hit my 115 final target. Now, it did hit it after the market closed, but it did get there. But I'm not crying over spilt milk. This was a really solid trade. I'm really happy with it. Didn't make any mistakes on it. So this was a rare occurrence for me today. The next trade we took was NVIDIA, and another mistake right out of the gate that became positive. I was supposed to buy this here, but instead I shorted it. And thankfully, I realized it. I realized I was short, and I held on for a couple of seconds, and I actually covered it for a little scalp profit. It was a nice little chunk. But I turned around and bought it after I got out, and then just ran the trade like I was supposed to. You know, sold the last piece here, and I ended up buying it back. and it pulled back and ended up adding to this once we took out this channel here. Once we kind of confirmed getting over this, I added back to it, and you know what happens when I add. It won't go nowhere. I add and it just goes flat. This was a perfect ad spot, but it just went flat and pulled back, ended up stopping out. But oh no, I'm not going to accept that. Here's where revenge trading started. I jumped back in for no damn reason, and knowing that this thing was probably going to get stuck here again, but it did pop up just a hair, and I was able to take some profit here and then stop me out at break even. And I was like, whatever. You know, I was at the point where, hey, I need to wait for earnings. So somehow I ended up in this trade. I don't even know how. Maybe I accidentally hit the button or something. I was trying to rest anyway. I was taking a little nap, and I messed up. And, you know, I can't blame anybody but myself. But I sat here and I kind of held it to see if we were going to sell off, at least to this level. But we didn't. So I ended up taking it off. I had to take it off. I couldn't let it wait to 8 o'clock because I was on a margin call. And I knew they were going to liquidate one position. I'm like, if they're going to liquidate a position, I don't want it to be the MGM one, because I felt that had a chance to go. We're going to look at that in a minute. So I just had to go ahead and take this off. I only lost like $150 on it. Wasn't a big deal, but I couldn't leave it. I couldn't leave it on because they were going to close one of these out. But TWLO was the best earnings trade of the day. And I know people were like, man, I look at this and I just can't get in. I just can't get in it. Well, that's fine. That's fine. You know, you don't have to get in it at all, but I'm going to take the money. When the market gives it to me, I'm going to take it. I don't care how long a candle is. When you're trading earnings can make a stock absolutely positively lose its mind. And these large moves on a $250 stock or $220 stock is no big, is not uncommon when you're reporting earnings. So I let it settle, and once it opened and we started pushing, I bought the breakout and I sold it all right here at 260. Okay, that's kind of the only thing that I was gonna adjustment was I was gonna make was I thought 260 might be it. I put the 260 up here and it hit it, and then you can see what happened. So everything that I saw on that chart was right. So this was another solid trade. You can't let things affect your mind. You trade what the market is giving you. And looking at a chart and saying, oh, that candle's too long, it can't go anywhere. It can't go any higher. So I'm not going to buy it. You know, there were a lot of people regretting not buying this because this was a cleaner setup today. And then MGM, last trade of the day, really messed this up. I shouldn't have taken this. I really shouldn't have. This is one that I was just forcing and trying to make something happen. And I ended up having to stop out. It just didn't do anything. So I gave back too much of this damn money. You could see, okay, AMD, the loss on AMD was 500. That's what I was risking. MGM, I was risking 600 on it. It's an earnings trade. So that just kind of worked itself out. Only lost 147 on EMPH. That was a ghost trade because I don't even know what happened with that. But the nice move on Facebook, $445. Nvidia 724, SQ 463, and TWLO right at $1,800. So we ended up $21,9807, right at $2,200 with all these mistakes. How does that happen? You can't come unglued. When you make a mistake, you stay locked in. You stay focused on what you're doing. If you have to adjust. And I'm trading live in front of you every day. You see these mistakes that I make happen live. And instead of criticizing, you can learn from them. I'm not saying you guys criticize. Only maybe 2 or 3 people will send me some stuff like that. But don't criticize. Learn. Because I don't care how good you are, you're going to make mistakes. You know, my mentor trades millions and millions of dollars in his fund. He's got traders trading for him. And they all make mistakes. And he has a playbook that they have to use every day. So we're going to make mistakes. You can't eliminate that. How you react to your mistakes is where you're going to make the money. And that's where you're going to start to see tremendous growth. All right, guys. So that's going to wrap it up. Don't forget tomorrow evening 4:30. I think we have a webinar. I don't know what time I have to pick my wife up from the doctor. But depending on what time I have to pick her up, we may have to adjust the time. So stay tuned for that. And I'll be in the main room on around 12 o'clock. So we'll know something by then, and I'll be able to announce it. So you guys have a great night. Kick back, relax, and I will see you tomorrow.